Alright, hello everyone, this will be my first official stream, which I am hoping will come up any second. And... Alright, good, I am live. So let's see some bandwidth. Alright, I will be streaming Bastion. I'll be doing up to I'll be doing the first part. I'll be probably doing the first 2 levels as well as the first 2 proving rounds. So let's get that started. So a couple things. I want to start a new game, and I'm going to start it from the bare bones minimum. So let's start. So first things first. A bit about the game.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky.
So first thing first, the thing I should note is that the narrator will narrate throughout your activities throughout the game. It's fairly dynamic. He will narrate plot points, but he'll also make comments about how you're playing.
He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as it pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion.
So, as you can see about this game already,
he sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. In the calamity.
It's essentially action and role-playing game.
That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Kid pops him good. Starts to feel his bruises, though.
So, no matter what, you're probably going to get hurt. On that one. Now, I don't have to be doing this. I'm doing it for a narration point.
And then he falls to his death. I'm just fooling.
That only happened once. You only ever see that once if you fall.
An old repeater falls out of the sky. Ain't a gift from the gods, but it'll have to do.
So, you'll get multiple weapons.
Gotta hold her still to spin up the chamber.
Throughout the games. So, those blue shards that you see popping out,
Kid
they're
just
essentially
for
money
a while.
that you'll be using to upgrade your weapons later.
Kid's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink. A school of squirts tunnels up around him. Must have fled here from the mines. Kid finds a memento from a girl he knew. Always used to fancy her. It's a wonder the old saloon's still standing. Used to have the nicest view.
So let's head into the saloon. As Sarah's pointing. So, another thing about this game is that it was published by Warner Brothers.
He sets foot inside one of Celandia's famous watering holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender. The calamity got him before his drinking did.
If you didn't notice earlier,
Kid finds his trusty shield. Rondi always wanted his ashes scattered here.
If you didn't notice earlier, but you do gain experience for defeating enemies. Now I'll get.
But just as he's getting a handle on it, The security takes him for a petty thief.
So
Clang. Shield saves his hide. Windbags start.
it should be that I definitely did not play this game the first time. This is not my first time playing.
The more squirts start coming out of the woodwork.
Collecting tonics.
A big old fella pops out in front of the kid.
Oops. Collecting tonics and stuff while you're on full health will give you experience instead of the health.
Kid sees the way to the Bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop.
So now let's continue on. Let's jump out the window.
He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke.
Now, this is going to replace our fan repeater, which is a shame because I was liking the fan repeater there for a moment. But the breaker's bow is actually more powerful.
It's a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back.
And you see why.
Kid better watch his step.
Oops. Shouldn't stop doing that. Alright, now we're going to pick up our first upgraded
The kid
item.
pockets a memento from a breaker. Once the fastest man in the land.
If you see something like something fancy or something stringy or something like that, it's generally an upgrade item. As you can see, the one big
Good
flaw
news is
about
the
this
emergency
weapon
defense
is
still
that
working.
it's slow right now.
Bad news is they're aiming for the kid.
And if you don't get it right the first time, the power of the weapon is dependent on its drawstring. So if you don't get it right, you might have to reshoot again. And as like I said, the weapon is kind of slow as it is right now.
Picks up a few pointers from a dusty old tome.
So now I'm gonna.
He's a mighty fast learner.
So let's do that. What I just picked up, you see, folks, they are.
He finds the distillery right next to the arsenal.
Books are essentially techniques that you can use. What's going on here? I'm just gonna destroy some things for our health and stuff. So these two buildings here, the distillery and arsenal. So the way the leveling system works is that as you gain levels,
One
you
sip
gain
of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man.
you gain spots in the distillery. And what it is for distillery is you will essentially install liquors in each of the level spots. So I'm going to install Fetching Fizz because it'll save some time trying to collect fragments, and I really don't need the 10 health. And even though the 10% crit hit chance is nice, having it only be useful while you're at full health is a bit of a issue.
The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job.
So in the arsenal, you can change your weapons. So you have the breaker's bow, the seal hammer, and the technique. Right now, you have 3 techniques available. You have the whirlwind, which was that spinning technique for the hammer, and the bolt burst, which is for the repeater, as well as the dancing shot, which is a bounce with the bow. We're going to switch the bow to the repeater, and we're going to keep the whirlwind right now. the reason why I like the repeater for right now, because it is, like I said, a fairly fast weapon.
Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins.
Now it's important to get rid of these fast. They will produce squirts, and they do not give you experience. You can't farm experience like that. Another stoned up person. So, if you can't tell in the story already, something odd and bad has happened. And right now people are turned to stone. And you managed to survive, and you're making your way to
That
the
one was
Bastion.
Maud, the tutor. Once taught the kid good manners. He never used them, though.
So, let's continue onwards. Collect. And
An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way.
going.
The Bastion's real close now.
Hiya! Nice to see ya. Whoops. So, it's actually even a bit faster to reflect the shots back. So let's continue with this. Continue with this. Yes, let's smack that. Alright. Let's just clear this out a bit and heal up. You'll see why I'm clearing this out. So I can like free up some space for this is boss fight. Alright, I want that time experience. And let's get that something heavy.
Takes a chunk of
which is
smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air.
now this is the reason why I really like the repeater.
Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did.
So those spots on the ground are like toxic. They poison. They essentially do damage while you're sitting there. And I really wasn't hoping to get over this way, because when you move over, they spawn. I'm doing great. How are you, Lars Swanning? I'm so alright. Whee!
Rob's a scumbag of his last meal.
And let's. Needless to say, that really does hurt. And it way jumping the sky, and it's not fun to get hit by that.
Kid puts him out of his misery.
So let's collect the rest of this, and let's move on with this level. From this point on,
He finds the core to the wharf district.
we're going to see what essentially the objectives of this game, which is collect cores. Once I collected them, this will happen on a lot of levels. The levels will start disintegrating, and you have to make a quick getaway back. It should be noted, even if I do fall from this point forward, I will just continue on with the story. I don't actually have to finish this, but
He steals
we're
the
just going to
city's
continue
heart.
going on.
Might as well.
And if you do want to continue on, just keep on running. Don't try stopping.
Kid has a feeling he better get a move on. The place is starting to fall. Kid just keeps running. Somersaulting like crazy. At last, the skyway's in sight.
And
Whisks him where he needs to go.
level. So that's part one of this first part
Now
of
the
this game I'm
kid
going to be
sees
playing.
something stranger still. His mind races.
And we are here at the
Did
Bastion.
anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. We talk for a spell. There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest. Enough to point the way to the cores.
Oops.
All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there. Then watch. I try to let the kid down gently. This is the Bastion, all right. Except no one else showed up.
So let's do what he says. There's core now.
And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again, growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown.
Alright, so this is the Bastion. This is
your home base.
We're going to
as you continue on the story,
Bastion will expand.
So for right now, let's do our first
Kid ponders
expansion.
what to build.
You can build an
arsenal
artillery.
For right now,
we're going to arsenal.
Really don't need
The
quite
Bastion's
yet.
a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to.
Right now, I'm also quite happy with my weapons.
Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him.
Alright, I want to change. I want to move to a bow. And change the dancing shot.
Ain't much kid can't handle with hammer and bow in hand. The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands.
So we open up the next level as well as the first proving ground. So let's hit up the first proving ground.
The breakers used to come here for target practice. Used to play a little game. See who could bust the most targets and the fewest shots.
So as you heard the narrator, a lot sexier sounding than I am.
He's
Where
armed.
the point of this is to shoot arrows. Getting trying to get perfect shots. And if you do it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots, you will unlock all three of those prizes. So
A perfect shot just happens in a flash.
So you'll see a flash when you are perfectly fine. And last shot.
He's feeling real proud of that show.
Now at some point I actually want to speed run this. It's not going to be a speed run. I would need a lot more practice and actually look up a lot of different things before I do this. So before I do that, I need to actually familiarize this game with myself because I haven't played it in a while.
When he says he passed